So protocols are a huge important section within networking, because protocols are sets of rules which define how data is sent. So without these, it's not just to do with sending data, actually, it's to do with lots of things with networking, but most of the ones we go into more detail are about sending data. Now, without these rules, it would be difficult. It would almost be impossible to transfer data over large networks like the internet, because every computer needs to follow these rules to ensure that data is understood at both ends. So if everybody just did things in their own way, computers won't be able to communicate. Think of it like languages. One might talk French, one might talk English, and you might not necessarily understand each other. So protocols there are set standardized protocols that every computer uses. And by using these, we ensure that we can communicate with every other computer on the network. Now, there's loads of example protocols, and we're going to go into lots of these in more detail, like the ones I've listed on the side. So you might recognize some, like IMAP, POP3, and SMTP. You've probably seen in the settings these you've probably seen in the settings when you're setting up your phone email. Okay, FTP, if you ever transfer files to a server, you've definitely seen these when you're on the internet. HTTP and HTTPS, which is to do with transferring hypertext documents. Then you've got loads. These ones we're going to go into more detail, like TCP, CSMA, CA. You won't have necessarily seen these. UDP you won't have seen. Ethernet you've heard of, but most people don't realize it's a protocol, because you just think of it as a wire, because it's Ethernet wires which are used to network computers, but it's actually a protocol itself. Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, which is sending data over radio waves. IP addresses, which are essential for computers to communicate. Now, all these things individually, we need to know a little bit more about, but we need to really understand how they all work together to ensure that computers can communicate, and why protocols are so important for networks to work.